People can start voting, casting those early ballots tomorrow, but we have a very long ballot this year with 11 state constitutional amendments, and it's the way these are written that's already causing some controversy.
In certain circumstances, the law requires the assessed value of homestead and specified
non-homestead real property.
The amendment also authorized general law to provide.
They're long and, for many, very confusing.
It's kind of confusing.
And there are 11 of them, constitutional amendments on the ballot that are already causing an uproar across the state of Florida.
The legislature has put 11 very complex and in some cases really quite deceptive ballot amendments on there.
Deirdre McNabb is the president of Florida's League of Women Voters. She says calls and complaints have been pouring in, more than 1,000 so far, with people not understanding the questions.
And they are now going to be faced with these very lengthy, confusing ballot amendments that really require most folks to have an attorney sitting next to them, and it better be a very smart one.
Lee County Supervisor of Elections Sharon Harrington is preparing for lines piling up because of these questions, but she hopes early voting and mail-in ballots help.
We're getting so many people that are getting mail ballots and hopefully early voting that it won't be quite so bad when you get to the polling locations.
To keep the lines moving, Harrington says you should do your research on the amendments and know how you're going to vote before you get here. Now, early voting goes from tomorrow to Saturday, November 3rd. Offices will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day, including Sunday. Now, you can find all that information on where to vote early and learn more about the amendments on our website, NBC-2.com. Just click on news links. Reporting live in downtown Fort Myers, Clifton French, NBC2.
We've been following the situation in Lee County, the voting debacle, if you will, that a lot of people encountered yesterday. Long lines, long waits at the precincts. Sharon Harrington, the Lee County Supervisor of Elections, holding a news conference today, blaming the ballot and funding.
It's been going on maybe 45 minutes, just wrapped up moments ago, and our Clifton French was listening to Sharon Harrington speak, and he's joining us now live at her office in downtown Fort Myers. Clifton, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You know, Sharon Harrington joins me now here. And Sharon, you took the blame for this. You took the blame for all this. Still, you know, a lot of people, they walked away. They walked away from the voting polls. A lot of people can't wait that long. You know, what do you say to them? How can you tell them that they just didn't get a chance to vote?
Well, first of all, I apologize. Like I did in my statement, I apologize to anyone who didn't have the opportunity to vote, especially our young people, because we don't want to discourage them with a bad experience right off the bat. And unfortunately, there were some that happened that way. And this is such an unusual situation. It's not what happens every time they go and vote. So hopefully they won't be discouraged. But I just want to mention that I think our voters might want to consider, based on their lifestyle, their schedule, work schedules or whatever, possibly looking at the other two options that we have for voting rather than going into the precincts. It may not be the most conducive thing for them to do. A lot of them I know had to get out of line and leave because of work schedules and so forth, and we can help them there.
What's going to be done to make sure this doesn't happen again? Because obviously this can't happen again. You know, you had a few questions asked, you know, that possibly, you know, you may not have your job after this. This can't happen again. How is this going to stop?
Well, I'm definitely going to sit down with our county commissioners and see if we could not come up with some additional funding so we can get more than one scanner at every early voting site, regardless of what election it might be. Just make sure that we have adequate equipment. We deployed just about every piece that we had out to the polling locations, and it was just overwhelming because of the 4-page ballot. But we'll work with the county commissioners and see what we can do about coming up with some funding.
It does. It comes down to funding, like you said. It comes down to that long ballot. Still really, really hard issues it's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow out here. We're continuing to cover this, and Sharon, I want to thank you for talking to us and being out here with us. I'm reporting live in downtown Fort Myers, Clifton French, NBC2.